One of the hardest things about real estate investing is all the cash that it requires, right? It requires a ton of money to put it down a down payment and put down closing costs and have cash reserves and initial repair costs and all of these things. The BRRRR strategy, it can help you recycle the same capital over and over again in property after property, but it comes with a lot of challenges. So we've brought in Austin Glanzer today. He is a real estate investor and the founder of 717 Home Buyers. And Austin, I want to talk through this with you because I used to do the BRRRR strategy myself a long time ago, and it comes with a lot of challenges. So, first of all, explain to people, what BRRRR stands for as an acronym and what the high level goal here of the strategy is.
Mhm. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for having me on the show. Excited to talk this through. I guess I'll start with the BRRRR strategy. The acronym, because I know it sounds kind of funny, is buy, rent. Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. So it is a strategy in real estate where you're going to buy a property that needs some work. You're going to put some sweat equity into it by fixing it up, and then you're going to rent it out and then refinance it at the new value. And the reason people do this is because it requires less cash out of your pocket if you can do it right. So, it's one of the best ways to scale a business and to start acquiring properties. You don't have to, build up $100,000 of your own cash. You can have a lender lend on the property and allow you to do all of this, and then potentially even put some money in your pocket if you buy a property right.
Yeah. So the idea here is you buy a fixer upper, you basically flip it to yourself, you refinance it and keep it as a rental. And when you refinance it, the value that the refinance loan is based on is the new after repair value. So the lender's not looking at what you paid for it. They're looking at what is the value post renovations. So that's why you can potentially pull your initial down payment and closing costs back out of the property when you refinance and potentially have $0 of your own money tied up in that property anymore. Now, one of the biggest pitfalls of the BRRRR strategy is that it's just over leverage, right? Like, borrowing too much against the property and then ending up with negative cash flow or, break even cash flow uh, for that property. So walk us through, some of your case studies we've done in the past and how you have avoided that risk of over leverage and ending up with negative cash flow on these properties after you refinance them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, one of the things it's really tough right now because the rates have gone up. They're coming down a little bit as of the recording of this episode, but the rates have just made it incredibly tough to make sure you're doing this properly. So you got to be on your game more than ever to know your numbers, know exactly what this property is going to be worth when you're done with it. So you used to be able to kind of get away with it. I used to eyeball things, whenever the rates were low. Now I actually am running numbers tightly, but really one of the case studies I have is I had a friend tell me that he knew of this duplex that was falling apart. It was not good, and he was like, "Hey man, I'll fix the whole duplex up for you. Like I'm a handyman. You should make an offer on it." So I made an offer for $50,000 on this duplex, and they accepted it. And my friend was able to fix the whole thing up. I employed him for the summer. He did it all the work by himself. He subbed a little bit out, and we spent about 50 grand to fix this duplex up because he did all the work. Normally I'd probably have to spend 80 grand to fix it, but I was able to save money because he did it. And so I was all in on this property for right around $100,000. Well, I was able to refinance this property at $175,000. Once we fixed it up, we got an appraisal. It was also great timing because that was right whenever rates were going down, property values were shooting up, and we were able to refinance it at 175,000. So I got 80% of 175,000, which roughly would be about $130,000 is what I walked away with. Those are rough numbers with all the fees. So I actually got $30,000 given to me. The bank wrote me a check for $30,000, and I had a new mortgage on this property for the difference. And I was able to start cash flowing it. I rented both sides for $1,000, and my payment was right around 1,600 with all the taxes and insurance included. So we were able to cash flow $400 a month on this building. So I was able to acquire a property. I had a lender lend on it. I was able to fix it up. I had a nice new property that we started renting, and I got cash and I cash flowed. So, and I'm telling you, I was like brand new. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. And if I can figure it out, you can do this too. So it's definitely a strategy out there for you.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's a great strategy of, forcing equity through renovations. But what I have found is that this whole strategy really hinges on scoring a great deal in the first place. Because if you're paying market pricing for properties, and as you kind of touched on in your in your story, if you're paying market pricing for renovations as well with contractors, it's really hard to get these properties to cash flow after if you do actually pull all of your money back out of it. So walk us through, how do you find great deals on these properties, good enough deals where you can renovate it and then refinance it, pull all your money back out and still have it cash flow? How do you find great deals on properties to make this work?
Yeah, that is a great question. So, if you're listening to this and you're brand new, I mean, the first thing you should do is join some Facebook groups and start going to meetups in your area. Start telling people, I'm a property investor. I buy in your city. If you're from Wichita, Kansas, yeah, I'm from Wichita. Is it Wichita, Kansas or Oklahoma? If I'm from a random city, right? And it's like, I buy properties here. So, anyways, that'd be like the first step. If you're a little bit more established, one of the things that you can do is spin up a quick website. And it's super cheap to do this now. You can do it on Squarespace. There's a place called carrot.com. They actually have templates built out for you. And you can create a website and start showing up on Google for where people are searching. Sell my house fast. You just want to be present where people are searching to sell their house. And where do people go when they have problems? They go to Google. So if you can spin up a website, you can do it super cheap. Carrot has these programs. I think it's like $100 a month to have your website hosted. I won't use Wichita because I can't remember what state it's from, but I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. You could be, lancasterhomebuyer.com and spin up a website and start showing up on Google very, very quickly. There's a lot of strategies you can do and you can run ads. So, for example, I started this business a few years ago and named it 717 Home Buyers. Me and a buddy Josh started it. And this is a true story. We ran a Google ad to the website. Within 24 hours, somebody filled out a form on our website because they saw our Google ad and they wanted to sell their house for $20,000. It was just
Oh,
falling
wow.
apart, city row home. And we were like, hey, I think we can buy it. So we bought the house and we cleaned it out and we listed it for 60,000. And we made about $40,000 on the first deal within 24 hours. That's how fast you can do this. So highly encourage you, if you don't have a website, just build one for your area, name it whatever city you're in, home buyer, and you'll start getting leads. And then you can work with those people, you're local, and it makes it a lot easier to start acquiring properties off market.
Yeah, so as someone who's been in online marketing for a long time, I can tell audience members firsthand that it's way easier to rank in local searches than it is in competitive nationwide keywords. So yeah, it's relatively easy to rank in the top three for local searches like X city, sell my home fast in X city, right? And like you just said, Austin, the ad costs are way lower as well when you're running pay-per-click ads here, because again, there's so much less competitive. You only have a handful of competitors here, so it's pretty easy and cheap to buy ads and have them be cost effective, as opposed to trying to compete on the nationwide stage,
Yes.
nationwide competitors. So
Too
I
many,
love
too
all of
many
that.
people, yeah, too many people jump in. They think it's way too hard to rank in this industry because like real estate's a tough industry. But if you look at it on a local level, even if you're from a small town, you could dominate your small town from a search volume. You're not going to get inundated with leads, but what would it be if you got two amazing leads a month, right? That's 24 opportunities to buy off-market properties a year in your city. So, it doesn't take much to invest and really change your life from a financial standpoint. So exactly like you said, you don't need to go compete with Zillow, right?
Right.
Compete with your local market, and you can be a big fish in a small pond.
Exactly. Well, on that note, Austin, tell everyone in 30 seconds or less, how do you help people and how can people connect with you if they want to take you up on that help?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My name's Austin Glanzer at 717 Homebuyers, so you'll find me right there. And I'm very happy. I have many people that I'll write articles for, and I can help them with their SEO, getting links and getting information about your company out to publications. So if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to connect with you.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you enjoy these quick, focused conversations that we have, please rate and review the show. Makes a huge difference to us. And on that note, we will catch you on the flip side. Want the cash flow appreciation and tax benefits of real estate without becoming a landlord? You've heard of REITs and real estate crowdfunding, but you probably don't know much about 5 other ways to invest passively in real estate. So we put together a free video course for you to show you how to consistently earn 15% plus returns from 5 lesser known hands-off ways to invest in real estate. And even more importantly, we'll keep risk front and center in that whole discussion. Because really, what's the point of investing for high returns if you also take on high risk, right? So visit sparkrental.com/free to take our free course. Each video is snackable at 10 to 15 minutes long, and the entire course takes less time than watching a movie. Looking forward to chatting with you from within the course.